Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Oscar Overlander. Today we will talk about the hatches which I made from scratch. Now, excuse that I don't have much space here. Here's the shelter wall and here's the habitat, so just a shoulder wide. There's not much space here. It took me almost a half an hour to get some light in here so you can see me. So, but anyway, here's my hatch. As you can notice, this is still mill finish. It is simply too cold to paint, so I have to wait until the spring with that. That's pretty easy to do. I just have some screws at the top on the piano hinge, take them off, take it out, paint it, put it back in. We're good. Now, the hatch is completely, except the painting, completely done. I have here my handle where I can basically open it. The gas struts installed. I will make an extra video about the gas struts in general. The strike plates, basically they are installed. Gas strut holders, everything is in place. That thing is completely functional. Now it's closed, as you see. I have to push the lever down to open it. Now I also can lock it. It's locked. Now I open it and I can't really open it because the deadbolt is in the strike plate. Now, some people would say, oh, you take a crowbar, go in between here, pry it up, and then it's open. No. Or I will show you in the video how I made it, what the structure looks like inside. There is two bars running vertically. So they prevent basically that you can pry the thing up and out of the strike plate. So therefore, I don't want to say break and proof, but it is pretty solid, let's say. Okay, so yeah, that's that. Now, we open it up again and you see it opens fully 90 degree. That's it. The other side, I will show you. Here's the underside. You can see there's the ABS material. So I have to push a little bit so it closes into the latch because the gaskets are brand new. They're pretty firm still, but they will wiggle in, and after a few weeks or months the hatch will close by himself. So this is all I have to do. Push a little bit, and here, as you can see, this one is installed as well. Yeah, I can't really close it because I have the wire in here, but it is you see the wire hanging out for the lights inside. So I'm back in the workshop. It's warmer in here because I have the heater running right there. Yeah, so it is cold outside. Oh, by the way, Happy New Year to everybody out there. Yeah, have a successful 2024 and stay healthy. So for those of you, they are basically only interested to see the installed hatch, the one I made myself. It's installed, it fits, it works. That's it. See you in the next one. For those of you they are interested to see how I made them step by step, have a look. The video, it's starting actually right now. I could imagine quite a few guys looking forward to this exact topic, because what we're going to do is we're building our garage hatches. Yeah, from scratch. Basically it starts off with these pans. So I ordered from my flashing guy a pan 2 millimeter thick, the size of the opening, the garage hatch frame size. So all the way around I have a 1/4 inch 6 millimeter gap planned. According to the size of the frame, minus 1/2 inch either side. So it has not been welded yet. The corners, you can see, still open. You can see daylight through. Yeah, you can see me through. So I have to, first step, I have to weld this closed and grind it flat nicely. And then I'm going to install a frame inside here. So that will be actually the last step, basically attaching a piano hinge here, at the top, right there, so that you can basically flip it open and closed. That's all. So that's all. Piano hinge at the top. Then, how do you close it? You need a locking hardware. So what I have is locking hardware. I bought this on eBay Germany, and it has been shipped straight to Canada from this company where I bought it. I will link it in the description. So it's Hefele hardware. So that lockbox was in there, and the strike plate. But we're not going to use this strike plate. We use well, I would say a better one, you know, because this is it is stainless steel, but it's pretty flimsy, pretty thin. So, and there is this other part you can integrate in a wooden door or something if you router out the pockets for it, because this is where the latch goes and the deadbolt goes, which you have on here. Let me take it out of the bag. There you go. So, now you see there's the latch. Yeah, this latch can be turned around. You undo the screw in the back, you loosen this off, then you can pull this out and turn it around so it goes right or left. Yeah, so this goes either way. And then here you got the deadbolt, which I cannot operate right now because I need a cylinder here. While I said I don't use this strike plate, I bought some better ones, way sturdier if somebody really want a reef on it. So these are thicker. You see here, they're an 1/8 thick. They're really solid stainless steel. So I bought them extra, also on eBay, Germany. This all came together. Yeah, and this is thicker and sturdy, and not just a flat, it is an angled one. So I can basically secure it from the top and from the inside. And those people know what they're doing because they have the screw holes offset. You see? Often on some hardware is it right across from each other and doesn't make any sense. And then now the most important is the appearance on the outside, and that is about the handle set. I buy a handle, a door handle, which is used in a gym. You know, in a gym, because it can be installed flat. You see here, almost flat. This is just proud a little bit. But you cannot hit your head on it. This is because even if you fall onto it, you will bounce off of the handle. So this is used in gyms, you know, where people are running and doing horse runs, you know, or what do you call it? You know, like they're chasing each other or playing ball or whatever, and then they slip and fall, and they can't hurt themselves because this handle is not sticking out and you can't hit yourself really seriously. So that's why these they're embedded in the wooden doors, you know, and then yeah, there's no danger here, not really danger. That will be installed right here. This will be in here. The locking part goes onto the frame, and the piano hinge at the top, that is my hedge. That is all the theory. Will it work? We will see. Here is my first step. I tack welded a supporting frame right in the pan. That's where it goes. Now I will take it out and completely weld it from both sides and then grind it flat and then place it back into the pan. That basically avoids that the pan is flimsy like that. So next, I welded the corners close from that pan. They're all welded and cleaned up. And I cleaned inside of the pan, just around the perimeter. Basically, I cleaned the whole thing with alcohol, and then I sanded a little bit, and the never-ending story. And I did the same with the frame, which I had welded right here. This is the stabilizer frame inside the pan. So, and I have also activated and primed them, and I applied already the glue, as you can see here. So now I'm going to put that in here and hold it tight with clamps overnight so I can keep working on it tomorrow. So I let it sit now until tomorrow, and then I will continue with the thermal strip. There will be a PVC strip all the way around here. So we divide the outer skin from the inner part of the hatch. Now, as you can see, on the outer circumference, I have the PVC strip applied. I did that with Sika 221. So now I'm going to cut the inner aluminum, all 4 parts, fit them in, weld them together. We should end up pretty flush with the top of the pan. This one will be cut in 45s. Yeah, and then I will weld this together. Here's the frame, the inner frame. It's now welded. You know, it's a fairly flimsy frame for now. I have to clean them up. It's just welded, right? I have all the corners cleaned up, as you can see here. They're all cleaned up now. I haven't done it before. Let's see, let's hope. Let's cross fingers. Yeah, it's just a hair. If I press hard, I probably get it in. Oh, it's in. There you go. Yeah, but that's what I'm going to do. Cut the holes in. Cut the hole in here. Install this locking hardware. Installing the handle set on the outside. So I have the lock box in now. I did this cutout here. Lock box is in. Here, the latch and the deadbolt. Now I have the cylinder, a European type of cylinder. I used basically a thumb turn cylinder, as you can see in the package here. Let me take it out. I'm just saying this is what I did. Okay, so if you build your own hatch, maybe something like that. The cylinder depth will be different. You can use some longer ones, but in my case, I have these. So these ones are 40 millimeter that way and 20 millimeter that way. And then they have that thumb turn here. So what I did is basically, I just zip cutted that thumb part, that kidney shaped kind of thumb turn off. And then it looks like this. You see here is I don't need that. So the reason why I cut this thumb turn off was basically, here I have it, was this, right? So if I'm going to install a plastic now, inside here, there's not much room anymore. It's just a few millimeters. So if this would stay now this way, as you can see, this would be in the way. That's why I had to cut this off. Now, the handle set is installed. I did the cutout. I caulked around the edges, so there is a caulking, you can see it's still here. And then with rivets, I riveted onto the aluminum. Also the rod, the driver, basically the driver from the handle goes right through penetrates the lock. What I mean by driver, this is basically that thing. That one basically goes in here. Needs to be cut to length. And then when I turn the handle, you can see this is basically activating the locking hardware inside. Okay, so that's what I mean by driver. That one is 8 millimeter. In my case, this is very important that you pay attention. This needs to be 8 millimeter. The socket here, the driver 8 millimeter, and then also the hole for the locking hardware. It needs to be able to receive an 8 millimeter. So the thing with this hardware is, I put it on this way for on purpose. The handle over the locking cylinder, because when the hatch is installed, the handle this way looks more natural than upwards, right? In permanent position, upwards always looks like the hatch would be open or the lock is open. So to avoid that people pointing it out, your hatch is open or something, I put it on this way. Even if this is a little bit more challenging for the lock, because I have to push this handle down and then I can turn the key. If I turn the key, you see the latch retrieving, right? And I also can, when I turn the key the other way, the deadbolt is coming out. So now it's fully out. You see the 20 millimeter out. So that's what I can do. Now I'm holding the camera with one hand, but if I have both hands available, I just flip this down and have more access to the, you see here, flip this down, then I have more access to the cylinder. Yeah, so this is fully installed, functionable. Next I have to install the piano hinge at the top. Next step, I undid all these screws, you know, around the perimeter. So the frame, the inner frame is now loose. This is all coming apart. I'll probably take that out completely. And then I'm going to insulate that part. As you can see here now. So I have now a chance to clean all the chips up, you know, before I put it back together. But now you see the thermal brake, right? The 2 layers of thermal brake here underneath that. So I'm going to insulate the pan here with 1 inch, and then also the inside. First I paint this whole thing, then I glue the sheet in here, and then I insulate the whole thing all the way up to here. Now that's about 2 inches and 1 inch in there, so we got 3 inches, 75 millimeter of insulation in my hatch. This is the sheet I bought. It's 4 by 8 feet. It's called ABS. It's a pretty durable PVC material, and it's just very smooth on this side. As you can see, it's very shiny, and on that side it has some texture to it. For today is enough. What I have done is I insulated the outer pan. There's 1 inch insulation in it. Around the perimeter is basically 2 layers of 1/8 PVC as a thermal brake. Then the insulation glued in with foam. I let that dry, I let it sit overnight. And I have painted the inner frame. This is painted white, as you can see. And I cut this sheet of ABS out of the big sheet there. I cut that out and glued it in. I just did that now. Let me go back a little. So I glued that in and put just some weights on it and let it sit overnight. So then tomorrow I will insulate that pan, the inner pan. That's an easy task because I just drop 1 big piece in there. And then I can merge those 2 parts back together. So before I put these half parts together, I'm applying a sealant on top of the thermal brake. So I have no water penetration, and it is glued together and more stable. So that will be enough that if they press together, it will be flattened out. Now this part, now we have this basically nice and white from the inside, as you can see. And the lock box is, the locking hardware is installed. Now we just put this in there, in the schmear. Of course, nothing is done, but I have it already on my finger. Yeah. Now we have to put this into the lock box, in the locking hardware, and it goes down. Sweet. Let me finish the screws. And here is now my ready done hatch, service hatch. So I hope you can see it. The front is not painted yet. That's I said ready done, but the front need to be painted. I can do it in the spring when the weather is not so cold and wet. So that's why this is still the bare aluminum. Yeah, but hardware here. Here's the handle set. Yeah, lock. Here's the piano hinge. You can see it so better. Piano hinge here, attached at the top. And then from the inside, you see nothing else as the plastic basically. And this whole thing is insulated. 3-inch thick, right? As you know, I have 1 inch insulation in this part here. and then 2 inch in the back part, so in total 3 inches of insulation. I also have attached a gasket around, all the way around, as you can see here. The gasket everywhere, mitered in the corners. Good sealing function on the frame. That is that, and then the hardware is of course installed at the bottom. Right here is the hardware, as you can see, the latch and the deadbolt here. And that's basically it. And of course, the attachments for the gas struts, top and bottom, here. So this is my hatch. So this is it for this video, all about the hatches I made. And we will continue with the panorama window next. And also in between, I will bring out a video about gas struts, how to choose them, how to install them, and so on. Yeah, so therefore stay tuned and we see us in the next one.